Long before streaming transformed television, one British sitcom proved that a simple apartment, a few unforgettable personalities, and plenty of hilarious misunderstandings could capture the hearts of millions. Man About the House wasn't just another comedy. It reflected changing social attitudes while delivering warmth, laughter, and characters audiences still remembered decades later. From Robin's carefree confidence to Mildred and George's unforgettable marriage, every member of the cast helped create one of Britain's most beloved sitcoms. Some continued enjoying remarkable careers, while others sadly left us far too soon. Today, we're taking a look back at the remarkable actors behind these iconic characters and discovering where life took them after the cameras stopped rolling. Let's begin with the man who made the entire series possible. Richard O'Sullivan. Robin Tripp quickly became the heart of Man About the House. As a young culinary student sharing an apartment with two women, he represented a new generation of television characters, confident, independent, and always ready with a clever remark. His easygoing personality and natural charm helped turn an unusual living arrangement into one of British television's most memorable sitcom settings. Bringing Robin to life was Richard O'Sullivan, who was born on May 7, 1944 in Chiswick, London. When the series premiered in 1973, he was 29 years old and perfectly suited to the youthful energy that made Robin so appealing. Rather than relying on exaggerated comedy, O'Sullivan made Robin feel authentic. His relaxed delivery, playful humor, and effortless chemistry with the rest of the cast kept audiences invested week after week. Whether he was trying to avoid trouble with the landlords or finding himself in another awkward misunderstanding, Robin always managed to stay likable. The role proved to be a defining moment in O'Sullivan's career. Its popularity eventually led to the successful spin-off Robin's Nest, allowing him to continue playing one of British television's most recognizable sitcom characters. Today, Richard O'Sullivan is 81 years old and has retired from acting. Although he stepped away from the spotlight, his performance as Robin Tripp continues to be remembered as one of the defining faces of 1970s British comedy. Yootha Joyce. Mildred Roper. Few sitcom characters could express frustration quite as brilliantly as Mildred Roper. Elegant, ambitious, and endlessly determined to improve her life, she constantly dreamed of something better while dealing with the everyday reality of her husband, George. That contrast became one of the show's funniest running themes. The unforgettable character was portrayed by Yootha Joyce, born on August 20th, 1927, in Wandsworth, London. She was 46 years old when Man About the House first appeared on television. Joyce gave Mildred far more depth than a typical sitcom landlady. Behind every sarcastic comment and disappointed sigh was a woman who wanted excitement, romance, and a more sophisticated lifestyle. Her sharp wit and flawless comic timing transformed ordinary conversations into unforgettable moments. Much of the show's success came from the constant clash between Mildred's aspirations and George's complete lack of ambition. Their marriage became one of British television's greatest comedic partnerships, balancing humor with surprisingly relatable emotions. The audience loved Mildred so much that the character received a second life in the spin-off series George and Mildred, where Joyce once again demonstrated why she was considered one of Britain's finest comedy performers. Sadly, Yootha Joyce passed away in 1980 at the age of just 53 following liver failure. Even today, Mildred Roper remains one of the most iconic women in British sitcom history, remembered for her elegance, intelligence, and unforgettable comic delivery. Brian Murphy. George Roper. Every great sitcom needs someone who accidentally creates chaos simply by being themselves, and George Roper filled that role perfectly. Comfortable with doing as little work as possible, George often preferred an easy afternoon at the pub over any kind of responsibility, much to Mildred's endless frustration. The lovable landlord was played by Brian Murphy, who was born on September 25, 1932, on the Isle of Wight. He was 41 years old when audiences first met George in 1973. Murphy never portrayed George as a cruel or selfish man. Instead, he gave the character a relaxed, almost innocent quality that made viewers laugh at his laziness rather than dislike him. His expressions, body language, and perfectly timed reactions turned even simple conversations into memorable comedy. George's endless disagreements with Mildred became one of the strongest elements of the entire series. While she dreamed of elegance and social status, George was perfectly content with an ordinary life, creating a contrast that audiences loved for years. The popularity of the character continued with George and Mildred, further cementing Murphy's reputation as one of Britain's most respected sitcom actors. Brian Murphy remained active in entertainment for decades before passing away in 2025 at the age of 92. His unforgettable portrayal of George Roper continues to represent the golden era of British television comedy.
Doug Fisher. Larry Simmonds. Whenever Larry Simmonds walked through the door, viewers could expect another round of entertaining trouble. confident, talkative, and convinced he knew more than everyone else. Larry added a different kind of energy to the series. Doug Fisher, born on February 5, 1941, in St. Albans, Hertfordshire, was 32 years old when he joined the show. Unlike Robin's friendly personality, Larry often came across as more self-assured and mischievous. His exaggerated confidence frequently landed him in awkward situations, creating fresh comedic moments that kept the stories unpredictable. Fisher played the role with infectious enthusiasm, making Larry amusing rather than irritating. His appearances highlighted the changing dating culture and social attitudes of 1970s Britain while adding another memorable personality to the sitcom. Sadly, Doug Fisher passed away in 2000 at the age of 58 after suffering a heart attack. Despite his relatively brief time on screen, Larry remains a fan-favorite character remembered for his lively personality and unmistakable comic presence. Michael Segal, Jim. Not every memorable sitcom character needs to dominate every scene. Jim quietly helped make the world of Man About the House feel more realistic by bringing a calm and familiar presence whenever he appeared. The role was played by Michael Segal, who was born on November 1, 1924, in London, England. He was 49 years old when the sitcom debuted. Jim represented the ordinary people surrounding the main cast. Through brief conversations and understated reactions, he helped ground the show's larger misunderstandings and reminded viewers that everyday life continued beyond the central apartment. Michael Segal specialized in dependable supporting performances throughout his career, contributing to numerous television productions with professionalism and subtle charm. He passed away in 1996 at the age of 72 after a brief illness. Though Jim wasn't among the series' biggest characters, his quiet contribution helped complete the warm atmosphere that made Man About the House so enduring. Norman Eshley. Norman brought a completely different personality into the world of Man About the House. Well-dressed, self-confident, and carrying an unmistakable sense of social superiority, he often found himself at odds with the more relaxed lifestyle of the Ropers and their younger neighbors. His polished appearance and slightly smug attitude created a fresh source of comedy whenever he appeared. The role was played by Norman Eshley, who was born on May 30, 1945, in Bristol, England. He was 29 years old when he first appeared on the series in 1974. Eshley understood exactly how much confidence the character required. Rather than making Norman arrogant beyond belief, he added enough charm to keep him entertaining. His interactions with George and Mildred highlighted the social differences that often fueled British sitcom humor during the 1970s. Norman later became even more familiar to audiences through the spin-off George and Mildred, where his suburban rivalry with the Ropers generated countless memorable moments. Beyond this sitcom, Eshley continued building a respected career across television, film, and theater. Today, at 79 years old, he remains remembered for portraying one of the most polished supporting characters in the Man About the House universe. Norman Eshley. Norman brought a completely different personality into the world of Man About the House. Well-dressed, self-confident, and carrying an unmistakable sense of social superiority, he often found himself at odds with the more relaxed lifestyle of the Ropers and their younger neighbors. His polished appearance and slightly smug attitude created a fresh source of comedy whenever he appeared. The role was played by Norman Eshley, who was born on May 30, 1945, in Bristol, England. He was 29 years old when he first appeared on the series in 1974. Eshley understood exactly how much confidence the character required. Rather than making Norman arrogant beyond belief, he added enough charm to keep him entertaining. His interactions with George and Mildred highlighted the social differences that often fueled British sitcom humor during the 1970s. Norman later became even more familiar to audiences through the spin-off George and Mildred, where his suburban rivalry with the Ropers generated countless memorable moments. Beyond this sitcom, Eshley continued building a respected career across television, film, and theater. Today, at 79 years old, he remains remembered for portraying one of the most polished supporting characters in the Man About the House universe. Duncan Lamont, Dr. McLeod. Every now and then, Man About the House introduced characters who briefly grounded its cheerful chaos with a more serious presence. Dr. McLeod served exactly that purpose, offering calm professionalism whenever the story required a voice of authority. The role was played by Duncan Lamont, who was born on June 17, 1918, in Lisbon, Portugal. He was 55 years old when the sitcom began in 1973. Unlike the flatmates and landlords who constantly found themselves tangled in misunderstandings, Dr. McLeod approached situations with logic and experience. His composed manner created an effective contrast to the playful confusion surrounding the show's main characters. Lamont had already built an impressive acting career long before joining the sitcom, frequently portraying military officers, professionals, and respected authority figures across British film and television. He passed away in 1978 at the age of 60 after suffering a heart attack. Although his role was relatively small, his dependable screen presence added another layer of realism to the series. Sally Thomsett, Jo. Jo brought innocence, kindness, and youthful optimism into the shared apartment. Her gentle personality balanced Robin's confidence and Chrissy's sharper wit, creating a trio whose friendship became the emotional heart of the sitcom. The character was portrayed by Sally Thomsett, born on April 3, 1950, in England. She was 23 years old when Man About the House premiered in 1973. Jo's appeal came from her sincerity. She often viewed the world with curiosity and trust, making her reactions to the endless misunderstandings feel genuine and charming. Her warmth helped make the unusual living arrangement feel believable rather than simply comedic. Thomsett's natural performance allowed Jo to become one of the show's most lovable characters. Audiences appreciated her kindness and the emotional balance she brought to the household. Beyond the sitcom, Sally Thomsett also earned lasting recognition for her memorable work in The Railway Children, a performance that secured her place in British screen history. Today, 75-year-old Sally Thomsett remains fondly remembered by fans who continue to celebrate her contributions to classic British television. Jenny Hanley, Liz. Liz introduced confidence, elegance, and a touch of romantic intrigue whenever she appeared. Although she wasn't among the show's central characters, her presence expanded the social world surrounding Robin and the flatmates, adding fresh possibilities to several storylines. The role was played by Jenny Hanley, born on April 15, 1947, in London, England. She was 26 years old when she first appeared in 1973. Liz stood out because she carried herself with confidence and maturity. Comfortable in any situation, she matched the playful atmosphere of the sitcom while bringing a slightly different perspective to Robin's world. Her appearances added variety without ever distracting from the series' central friendships. Following her time on Man About the House, Hanley continued enjoying a successful career in television, film, and presenting, becoming a familiar face for British audiences over several decades. Today, Jenny Hanley is 77 years old, and her portrayal of Liz remains a memorable part of one of Britain's most beloved sitcoms. More than 50 years after Man About the House first aired, its humor, memorable characters, and talented cast continue to entertain new generations. Some of the actors are still with us, while others have sadly passed away, but every one of them helped create a sitcom that remains an important part of British television history. Robin's easygoing charm, Chrissy's intelligence, Jo's kindness, George's lovable laziness, and Mildred's unforgettable wit combined to create a series that still feels timeless. Their performances remind us that great comedy isn't just about jokes. It's about characters who feel real enough to remember long after the final episode ends. Which Man About the House character has always been your favorite? Share your memories in the comments below. If you enjoyed revisiting this classic cast, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and join us again for another journey through television's golden years.